Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. Today we have the pleasure of having Earl Himes. Earl, how are you doing today?
Do well, Arvin. Thank you so much, man, for having me.
Of course, of course. Listen, I think the best way to start this is you introduce yourself, what you do, what are you up to, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Um, Earl Himes, my wife and I, we're partners on several businesses. We're out of Oklahoma. Our office now is in Norman, Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner, college people, and we have a construction company, so real estate, and we're looking for some online stuff now. We're a little late in that game, but we're getting there. You know, we just that kind of stuff. We love mentorship as well, mentoring to other people, and so those lines right there.
I love it. I love it. Tell me, I want to go how you started the construction company, all that stuff, but
Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
so people have an idea, where is that company at today?
Okay. Well, I started just a little further background on me, so I apologize on that. Is I started my own business when I was 18 years old. Got out of high school. My father and I we framed houses. I've been in construction my whole life. I had started there, and we partnered for a while. And then wasn't quite working out, so I went on my own. And since then, I've had several businesses. Won some, lost some. Made money, lost money, all that. Like an entrepreneur, like a true entrepreneur should and would and will, and doing that. Our construction company now, it's a little bit of a different niche that we come up with about 8 years ago. Is instead of just handling just remodeling renovation for just homeowners, our niche is investors and management companies. So therefore, we take care of all their stuff from the dirt to the roof, is what I say, and like that right there. So our company, we do a few million a year, that kind of things. Didn't start out that way, but we're getting there. We're looking to expand to Florida here coming up first quarter of next year, and we're to the east side over there, and so we're expanding there to expand. And my vision, we all talk about vision and some of the stuff we're into. Is I want to make our company nationwide, and that's what our goals are. So what we're doing. We got visionaries, we got the vision board, we got things we're doing
Nice.
to make that stuff happen.
Amazing, Earl. Let's talk about that niche, for people like me that are not in the construction space. So how do you help people? How do you create value?
Okay, sure. I appreciate that question right there. For these companies and investors, say you got rental properties, for instance, basically that's our biggest thing, and you have a hard time dealing with tenants, and you got a plumbing leak, okay? So then you got to schedule a plumber, then you got to schedule a drywall guy, then you got to schedule a painter. Well, they call us, we take care of everything at one time. Um, you say you got a rental, say it's occupied, we'll take care of it and talk to the tenant for you, so you ain't got to do the scheduling. We schedule it. We do every single thing. Total remodels, gut the house out, bring it all back. Or if you just want to hang a blind, if you got a little disposals broke, doorknobs broke, we take care of all their problems for them. We can see our own property, so they don't have to. So we let them know the house is now back to them. It's ready to lease, or a situation to be taken care of. Then when they go walk it, it's done, it's taken care of, and they move on, so they can worry about what they need to do, which is leasing houses, taking care of those properties like that. And we take care of all the construction side, keep it flowing.
Amazing. Amazing. Earl, what is the key? What's been the key? So you've been in this business one way or another since 18. I presume a decade or two has passed. So
Yes. Oh,
what do
yes.
you think? How much has passed since then, more or less?
Oh, see, well, I'm 53 years old, so it's 35 years. Just the other day, we were talking about great. I mean, this guy was doing our security in our office here, was talking about age and how long he's been out of high school. And then that's when it kind of hit me. I graduated over 35 years ago. And I'm like, wow, how the time has passed so fast. So definitely, yeah, it's crazy. Trial and error is part of it. I'm not afraid to fail. That's a big thing. I will take a step, and if it don't work, then we'll try something else. You know, um, it really is. It's get ideas, surround yourself with smarter people. Kind of the same cliche things we all talk about in a way, because if I'm the smartest one in the room, that's the problem. So I want to be smarter, that's why I joined RT, of course, and things like that. But my wife is so smart. She's so resilient. And a little thing about her real quick is when I met her the first time at a birthday party, she was talking about business. She was talking about all this stuff. I'm going, my gosh, where have you been? Beautiful, sexy, got a mind of, business. She wants to make money, do things. I was like, holy cow. And we've been together 15 years now, but we're partners and everything. And just get out there and do it. Just try it. If you don't try it, you can't do anything with it. Just learning, because learn from mistakes, learn from other people's mistakes as well is what I've tried to do. Somebody's doing something, you see what, you tweak it, to make it better. And how we come up with this niche here for our construction company, getting away from homeowners and so on, is that my daughter and they were cleaning houses, and one of the ladies asked if we could set a door, and she knew someone who could set a door for them. So, well, yeah, we can set a door, and that's kind of how it started. And it's almost not like, it's not saying it's total residual, but we can sell to a company over here, a management company, and say they're handling 500 houses, 200 houses, 1,000 houses. We sell them one time, and we get work orders every single day from these companies, and we take care of that. The hardest thing for us, of course, I think a lot of people, it has been keeping the right guys and the right gals, keeping help. Everybody, they look good for the first 2 weeks, show you the good side and the shiny side, and after that, things start falling off and that. So that's been we have a revolving door of hiring, and marketing. We never stop doing that because we've had guys with us for years, and we get guys who last about 2 hours. So it's part of the game, I think, in any industry. And we try to do our core values. I try to break it down. So I try to, our hiring process. It's just the way it is, though. The people who want to, they do it. The ones who don't, they just don't.
Earl, so many amazing points. Let's start with the first one. For you, in order to go from one company, one management company to many, there had to be some keys for you to grow like that. So what do you think the key to growth was?
Oh, key to growth is, I can't say not biting off more than you can chew, but I'm that person that my wife, and she understands, where if there's a place I'm wanting to get to, I kind of use Grant Cardone, I'll kind of use some of history. I want to expand to that, and then I'll fill in the gaps where I need to fill in. Because it'd be like, say me and my wife are doing the whole thing ourselves. I'm the one working on the job. Well, I can't get more work because I'm working on the job. So we expand out. That way, do you fill out secretary, scheduler? Now you need a project coordinator. Now you need material runners. So you expand out where you want to get to. Not all the way, but your certain goal, how you want to say you want to hit 7 companies. That's going to be taking care of roughly 400 or 500 work orders a month. So this is what we need to take care of the situation. So get to that, because time it starts coming in, then you fill in those gaps where to expand and go. And then you got that. Now you can go again. And then you got that going on as well. That way, then you're even broader, spread wide, and then you can bring everything down with it. And we've got several people we hire that, they start off on one thing. They say they can do this. No, that's not their skill set. So you know what? But they're a hard worker. It's okay. Let's put them over here now. Kind of the right seats on the bus top thing. Mm-hmm. Let's move them over here. Put them here. We've got so many people that work with us now that start off doing one thing, actually do something totally different now with us. They like how we work. We like how they work. We have a lot of the same core values and beliefs, or same visions we see. So therefore, okay, this ain't really quite your thing, but man, you're awesome over here at this. So let's just do this right here.
Makes sense. When it comes to weeding out and identifying A players from the people who are pretenders, maybe B or C players, what have you
right.
What have you found, Earl, on your end?
Well, it's I definitely go over, a lot of stuff Andy's talked about in the past. I've used this, is I definitely go over our core values, and I go over what's expected of them right off the bat before I talk about what they're about, who they are, and all these things. Tell me about yourself, all those things. But I go over our core values. I show them everything. We talk about each one, I talk about how things are going to be here, what's expected, communication, the work ethic. Like one of our core values is pivot, is because every day in life something comes up. It's just the way it is. Something happens, especially when it comes to work. Of course, somebody don't show up, material don't get there, something happens. Well, you don't close up shop and go home that day. You pivot and you keep on going. And I explain these things to guys, and some of them kind of understand. I try to break the core values down a little more to where I understand we're pretty well agree on most of these things. If they agree on these things, usually these things work out pretty good, and we're working, things are going. Because every time I've hired someone who really didn't agree with these core values, within a week or two, it's bit me in the butt, and it's just been crazy. It really has. They don't do what they want to say. They don't do what they say they can do. No communication, no integrity, no work ethic. They want to work part time, but they want full time pay. Things like that.
Man, we've seen some of those on our end, Earl.
Oh
But
yeah, oh yeah.
so yeah, you go over. I think one key there is like, hey, this is what's going to be expected of you, kind of scaring them off. It's going to be
Yep,
what's expected of you, and
yep.
it's okay if this is not kind of where you see yourself. But yeah, like if you hit the ground running and tell them, I think that's something we could do on our end better.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I really like that.
It took a while for me to do it, because when you're needing hands on a job, you're needing bodies. Okay, I can overlook that. It makes this look good, but all it actually does, it makes you look worse at the end. The job takes longer. Even in your line, things you do. This ain't finished now. This ain't like it's supposed to be. This ad did not get complete. Now here I'm looking. I told the customer I'd be done. I'd have it to him last week. Uh-oh, it still ain't done. Here you go. So no matter what industry you're in, so that's where, like you say, like we said, you scare them off almost like we talk about. That helps trim them out really quick. Going, no, you know what? This ain't quite for me. You know. So,
You want to
but
give
yes,
them
sir.
every single reason to say that. Hey, people are
Yes,
you're gonna like literally, I'm just telling this my team, like you're gonna work late hours. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Like, let's just see how many people remain. Like,
right. I'm
um,
giving you several outs. I'm giving you several outs. So there's your time now. You know,
absolutely,
and like you talk
absolutely.
about, because when they leave, when a person walks out that door from interviewing, and saying, okay, yep, sounds good, they're leaving. A lot of times they're thinking, do I really want to do this? Is this really what I want to do? When they show back up, that's a plus. And we have several softwares we use now and things like that. I kind of crack up all the time about how it changed every industry so much, because technology wise. Because I said, we're just a construction company. We swing hammers, we paint, we do that. We use QuickBooks. I think one other little deal. Now, here it is, almost 5 years later, and we got like 6 different softwares we're using, these different apps. I'm looking for 2 more now to run all of our stuff. So it's funny how it sped up so many things, and so you're constantly learning now as well
What
to
do you
keep up with
think?
everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Earl, what do you think makes you different from all those people, all the competition that you have in your market? Because I understand that your state has a lot of rentals and a lot of competition. So why people go with you and stay with you?
Oh, I think first off is they can call me up anytime. Communication to me is the biggest thing. Communication is, if I do something for you and it ain't done right, you're gonna know about it. I'll get a phone call. Somebody's gonna chew me up, because I know it didn't work out right. I'm still taking that phone call. You told me you'd be done yesterday. It's not done. You're right. Right, you're taking care of it. Um, and that's how I deal with a lot of clients. Is I think communication is the biggest thing to making sure things are done, taken care of for them. We go the undervalue over promise thing. There's things we'll do for some of our clients that if something's in there and whatever, we'll give them a little bit of discount, or we'll add, just because you're painting these walls, whatever. We're gonna make sure that, hey, over here, that's not part of the deal, but let's go ahead and do that anyway. That way, it's taken care of for them, because that way, when a tenant moves in, or the investor, he wants to sell this house to flip it, it's good, it's great. They're getting their money's worth and then some. And it just trickles down to everybody else. But communication to me, I think, is one of the biggest things for people.
Yeah, I love it, Earl. Can you give me an example? I really love that so much because I mean, like if you put two management companies or two construction companies, one is going to look, kind of like what you're saying is one of them is going to purposely look outside of the box for things to go the extra mile, and the other isn't. The other is just going to do their job,
Yeah,
end of story. So give me some examples of like, because I want to inspire people and other business owners to do this. So give me an
sure,
example of
sure.
when that happened and the customer's reaction when they found
Well,
out.
it's like, sure. It's like when you're talking to them, just like just listen, try to listen to what their problems are and what's going on in any industry. You know, if you're marketing, or if you have a restaurant, or if you have a clothing store, or whatever, you should listen to the people there and what their problems are, and you help when you solve those problems for them, and you alleviate, ease their stuff. That's what changes everything. If they know for a fact that they can trust you with something, and you hear those things that they're having problems with, well, that's how, as entrepreneurs, that's how we're problem solvers. That's what we do. So you listen to whatever that little problem may be. I mean, we're talking about like just so here lately, we've worked with Linda for over 7 years now, and she had a tenant live there. She passed away. She was like 96 years old. Lived there for years. House is almost still in perfect condition. Kids came in and moving things around stuff. We helped box things up for them, move things. We didn't touch anything in the house until things were totally gone. But we did help, not all the little personal artifact stuff, but we're talking like the big stuff. We help move things around, box things up, books, those kind of things. That way, when they got there, it was easier for them to just deal with the situation and to move on down like it needed to be. But like I said, just things like that. Just listen, see what the things are, then help them out. You know, like with her, sometimes I'll bring her a bottle of wine, just for saying thank you. Little things like that. That goes a long way when you hear them, they say certain things to you and you understand it, and you do something to help them with the situation, or just saying thank you.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. When you look back at 18, Earl, and when you started, fast forward to now, what is the biggest piece of advice that you would have to the 18-year-old Earl?
Um, Business wise is definitely, leave behavior out of it. Don't get so emotional over stuff. I've learned that because I was told I was the biggest a-hole there was back in the day, my way or no way, and that kind of stuff. Uh, and was just don't just leave just leave your emotions out of it. It's a business transaction. That's it. And when you keep your head clear, you're making the right decisions, the right choices to further what needs to be done. Don't make rash decisions. I'm not a rash decision guy at all. Somebody can say something to me. I mean, I'll get a text message from somebody or a phone call. Okay. If the text message I just won't even answer it, I'll just wait a little bit. Then I'll rebuttal that, or a phone call that, let me call you back in a minute. I want to think about these things, not just make too rash, because then one way or the other, I don't want to take advantage of them. I don't want them taking advantage of me. And then when some people do get emotional, that it happens, is that way I keep my stuff nice, calm, clean, no problems at all. They're screaming, yelling, whatever. And I'm just, okay, I understand. I understand this, but let's just talk about this, and I'll get back with you on the situation, and we'll take care of it. Just big behavior is part of it. And yeah, to me, that's the biggest one for me. From my side, I've noticed, I feel I've lost some jobs because I was too much of a butthead sometimes.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, there is power in, in relationships, in business. One party is freaking out and you're not, and you're
Right.
just not freaking out, and you're like collected, calm. That, that requires a lot of energy and it requires a lot of strength,
Yes.
but it can be
Yeah.
very powerful because it's so easy. A client is pissed off, or a client is not happy, or a client, whatever. So easy to do the easy thing,
Yeah.
but you keep it professional and, they may change their opinion about you, in a good
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. So you mean flip out whatever. I've literally had people told hey, thank you for not yelling at me. I was just dealing with the situation. It really wasn't you. And that's usually what it is. You know, I say this all the time, is somebody's driving and they cut you off or things ain't going on. you don't know what that person is really going through right now. They could have been told that somebody just died or they lost their job or somebody's breaking up. You have no idea what's going on with their situation. They're not even maybe even thinking about driving right now. That's autopilot. So I was kind of, hey, just you do your thing, go down the road. I'm gonna do my thing, and it works out pretty good for us in the long run. My wife now she's more than a little knee jerk. She'll flip a switch pretty quick, and like, baby, calm down, calm down.
That's good. It's good to have someone like that around,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
because there's one time she about got me in a fight. She's like had things under control with a couple of guys. They're in our office, and right there in our entry area, we're talking about things because the job wasn't done right. They wasn't paid. I'm like, hey, let's take care of the job. It's not caulked right. The paint's not done. You still see texture, not just paint. All this and no, it wasn't my fault. It's one of my guys. I said, well, hang on, that's your guy. Like you just said, that's your guy. That's not me. We're talking, and then of course, they were a little loud at first. I got them under control. We talking. That was kind of just now we're civilized, just talking about okay, what do we need to do to finish this? And then she comes out. Well, I'm telling you right now, they're not getting paid until I'm like, hey, dang it, I had it under control. And now they want to get up and go outside and kick my butt. Like what's the
Yeah,
hang on? I
yeah,
don't need my ass kicked. I don't need my ass kicked today. Come on, shut up, woman. Shut up.
true, 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 true. Very powerful. Earl, as we're moving on, I want to know what's you said you want to go nationwide with this. Tell me more about that vision that you have for the company.
Okay, appreciate that. I appreciate that. No, I think what we do, because every time I talk about this with our companies that we work with and other people that go, it is so neat. It's definitely a different niche than just dealing with a homeowner and remodeling the kitchen or bathroom. Um, so just things I see, I can vision I envision our trucks. I can vision the vans, the trucks, and how all the wrap's going to be. Certain areas we handle for certain situations. We have offices in certain different states, different cities. Like we're here in Oklahoma right now. We actually were in St. Louis for a while. Actually, one of our good friends, she was running stuff for us up there, and then her and her husband had to move off. He works for some major company, some water company. Got moved to New Jersey, so we had to go to New Jersey. So that didn't work out for us. But that was going pretty good for a while there. But just because if we can do this here, we can do this anywhere. It's definitely duplicatable and easy to do. It's just having the right people there to help show things and get things done. I'm thinking about, because one guy asked me if I wanted a franchise. Like, now I think I want a franchise. I got several guys I know who has franchise. It works okay for a little bit. And then, next thing you know, you're the one holding the bag with everything because those people don't work out. Like I remember one guy talking about actually, Chick-fil-A. They don't franchise it; you become a partner. And if the partnership don't work out, then you're out. They still keep the stuff. So that's a little different outlook on it. But I want to be our own thing, our own hands on it, and all that. Envisions just being different. Austin, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, back in St. Louis, like out there in Florida, we're going to be just north of West Palm Beach, is where we're going to be at between there and Melbourne. We got that going. We've already got that. We already got stuff set up there, and then maybe up in Orlando. Find just rental places. Memphis, Tennessee is a very high rental place area. So we can bring you to these areas, and you put people to control and work those areas and stuff, manage those cities. And then that goes back into, we have this vision, and their vision is to help run a company and get money for their families to do their things. So they're a inside, entrepreneur, you want to call it, to run those things. Therefore, it helps them out. It helps the city out. And that's what I see.
I love it. I love it. Yep. I mean, from the very little I know from management companies and everything, there is I mean, just what you said about just going the extra mile, that's very rare. I've heard from management companies. Typically, they're trying to cut costs and stuff like that, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, you're definitely dealing with, dealing with the cheaper stuff. You're not dealing with the high end stuff. You're dealing with the cheaper stuff for sure. So it's definitely about quantity, you know.
I love it. I love it. Earl, let's talk about Conquering Couple and what you guys are doing out there.
Okay, yeah, appreciate that. Definitely, my wife and I, we like mentoring, speaking, doing those things. We've done some public speaking. Back in 2017, I went down with John Maxwell, spent a week with John Maxwell, life coach, speaker, that kind of thing. I love doing that. My wife and I, we have a podcast. We're moving to Florida, so we haven't done the last month or so. But Courage to Conquer Worldwide on all the platforms, YouTube and all that's our podcast, and it's just about our. It's a woman's look and a men's look on how things can work. We see things differently, of course, because this day and age about marriage and all that, it's a big thing. Her and I believe it's not it's a covenant. It ain't just a contract, ain't a piece of paper. It's a covenant you're putting with God. And so how we can make people work, to understand how you can work together, even though you see things differently. I say this all the time. It's 100-100. It's 100%, 100%. Ain't no 50-50. If she's having an off night, not feeling well, whatever, well, I got to step up to make sure she's doing okay, make sure she has dinner, make sure that things are taken care of on her end, whatever, and vice versa. Because that's part of being married, it's part of having a mate, a spouse, I feel. But Conquering Couple, we want to reach out to others. My wife has definitely been through in her life before I met her. You name it, she's probably well been through it. And so she definitely has a heart, to help people women who's been abused and things that have happened to them. So she's in the middle of writing a book right now. She's trying to get finished up, which is awesome. And so we're looking to just get that out there more to help other people. For me, it's about young people who want to do something but afraid. I'm a person who don't let anybody tell you can't do nothing. They have no idea who you are and what you want to do. That don't mean nothing. So if you want to go get it, you go get it. And that's what I get fired up about.
I love it. I love it. What do you think, I think, Errol, on my end, I think, like have, a relationship with someone who's like a 9 to 5 worker, it's one thing and it's probably fine, but it's another thing when you're both in business or one of them owns the company. So what do you think, as one of those people who you guys are business owners, entrepreneurs, what do you think the biggest piece of advice you have for other couples in that same situation?
Okay. Great question. Great question. Is in our businesses, we try to make sure we each know our role. We have a thing around here called stay in your lane. These are her things to do. These are my things to do. Like our daughter works with us as well. So I stay in my lane. I'm over here doing my thing. They do that. I don't worry about that stuff. It's just like anybody else, anything else you would do. Same thing. And then we try to definitely divide it because it's true. We do work together. We see each other all the time. So it's not like you get home and go, hey, honey, how was your day? Because you already know how the day was. You've been with them 6 hours of the last 12 or 10 or whatever. So we try to have date nights. We try to cut off certain things at, like, say, 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock, whatever time is. Okay, nothing about work. Now we're going to work and talk about some other stuff. But being how we are business minded, sometimes it's hard for us, luckily, because that's why I'm so blessed, because there's things we're still talking about that still interest us about what we're going to be doing. So that's part of it too. But definitely date night. That's something. Pick a Thursday night, a daytime. I don't care, to spend time with your loved one and spend that time with them right there, and just kind of like I truly believe is find out what person needs to be in and just let them take care of that section. You take care of this section like you do, just like at the house. My wife, even though we work together, she cooks. She makes sure dinner's cooked still. She cleans. My clothes are always hung up and washed, that kind of stuff, because that's a womanly role to take care of things. Me, I take care of the yard stuff and the house stuff and deal with situations, whatever comes up. I do these things. So we kind of still know our role as a married couple, and then we kind of know our roles as partners, business partners as well. So, but the biggest thing is communication, know your roles, stay in your lane, and then date night, hugs, give them hugs. They love hugs, just little small things, 3 seconds, just give them a hug. They're like, oh, boom, changes everything. It gotta be a Louis Vuitton, it gotta be a Gucci, it gotta be that kind of stuff. Just give them a hug, just boom, hold them for a second, it's amazing how much that right there would just change
Well,
everything.
well, especially if you're like as big as you are, like they feel completely, like
Yeah.
that has to be a plus. If you're a bit skinny, it doesn't feel that good, right? Like me. Anyway,
No.
Earl, that was awesome. That was awesome. Well, as we're wrapping up, I mean, what last words do you want to leave out with the people listening?
Well, you know, I appreciate you having me on again. This is awesome. I love this stuff. Um, is again, don't let anybody say nothing you can't do. If something you want to go do it. Go do it. Don't be scared. I hate when somebody says they don't like the word failure. That really aggravates me. I had a friend of mine for a while who had several good ideas, but he's like, "Well, I can't fail. I won't do it. I can't fail." That's your problem right there. Do not be afraid to fail. You fail every day. And I use working out, for instance, that right there. The only way to get stronger, to build bigger muscle, is to go to failure. That's the only way it works. So you can't do no more. That's failure. So same thing, and go and learn from it there. Sorry about that. Anyway, but anyway, don't be afraid to fail. Don't go do what you want to do in life. Because at the end of it, you don't have any regrets. So go do it. Live once. You only get one life. So live it well. Live it awesome. Live it awesome.
Earl, I love it. Wow, this was amazing. Where can people go and find more about you and your companies?
Um, Conquering Construction, like conquer the world. Conquering Construction. We're on Facebook, Instagram, that stuff. Conquering Couple as well on all TikToks and all that stuff. And I know we got a few different names because for our podcast stuff, we're on, like I said, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, all that. Courage to Conquer Worldwide. You can check us out there. We're starting to back up first of the year. We've already got stuff scheduled up to do that too. To hopefully help someone, just if you can help one person, like to change their life just for 1 minute, So you know what, I'm gonna do this, and they make that phone call, and they take that step out there, and they go start. They want to start. That's what makes this world tick, man. That's what changes the world right there.
Absolutely. One person at a time, one relationship at a time.
Yes.
I love it,
Yep.
Earl.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. It's been great. I've had a blast, honestly. And then for everybody else listening, feel free to share it, and we'll catch you on another episode. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.